West Nile virus is being reported right here in El Paso. What we know so far and what area codes officials say mosquitoes have tested positive for the virus. Then a new trade rule made by President Donald Trump is now beginning to impact packages arriving to the United States from around the world. We'll explain. And we've been enjoying the beautiful, cloudy, rainy weather, but Robert, is there a chance we may see another round of triple-digit highs?
Monica, could we fire up that misery meter again for our 38th day this week? Ooh, we're going to get very close, especially tomorrow. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We're live on KTSM 9+, and your news starts right now.
You're watching KTSM 9 News First at 4. Starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, your digital show. I'm Monica Cortez. We begin with the first case of the West Nile virus being reported right here in the Sun City. Here's what we know. El Paso public health officials report the virus was discovered in an 80-year-old man who lives in the Upper Valley. He is currently being hospitalized with the severe form of the virus that has affected his nervous system. In 2024, El Paso reported 2 cases of the West Nile virus, one of which resulted in a death and the other required hospitalization. West Nile is transmitted to humans through bites from infected mosquitoes, which become carriers after feeding on infected birds. Symptoms include fever, headache, fatigue, body aches, nausea, vomiting, and swollen lymph nodes. Now, it is very important to note that as of September, mosquitoes in zip codes 79932 and 79936 have tested positive for the West Nile virus. Well, a 45-year-old man is in custody today after allegedly shooting 2 people and then barricading himself inside his home in East El Paso. According to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office, it all happened Saturday night around 8 on Loera Street. That's when deputies arrived. They found 2 people shot. Now, both were rushed to the hospital, but the Sheriff's Office did not specify how bad the victims were hurt. Jaime Jimenez is facing 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and is being held without bond. Jimenez was arrested after barricading himself inside his home. It's still unclear what led up to the shooting. And over to an update out of central El Paso. El Paso police have identified the bicyclist killed in the hit-and-run crash. 52-year-old David Carmine O'Connor was hit, causing him to fall off his bike. Now, according to police, this happened early Sunday morning, just after 1:30 on Pershing Drive. Police say the bicyclist was hit by a car who then took off. The bicyclist died from his injuries, and investigators believe the car involved was a gray or silver car, possibly a Kia, with damage to the front grille. This is the 42nd traffic fatality of 2025. That's compared to 46 last year. Now, if you know anything about this hit and run, make sure you call Crime Stoppers of El Paso to the number you see right there on your screen. All right, let's go ahead and take a little break from all of your headlines today and take you outside. This is using our tower camera, and you can actually see those nice cumulus white puffy clouds. I really love how they look out there. Question is, and Robert was telling me, and I couldn't believe it, but I can, stepping outside. Is there a chance we can hit triple digits today, or maybe this week?
Today, no. I don't think so.
Okay.
We're 96 degrees. Could we pop up a degree or so? Yeah, maybe about a 97. This afternoon, I think, is possible. Tomorrow, I'm going 98. Do I think we'll hit it? 100? No. I think we'll be just shy.
All right.
And then it goes back downhill from there. That's meteorological for back down. Okay.
Love it.
96 at the airport, dew point 50, so a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere. We've got a wind coming in northeast at about 7 miles per hour. Thought we would be just a tiny bit drier this afternoon. No shower chance, no storm chance for us at all. Very stable atmosphere. We've been 98 so far in Juarez, 93 Las Cruces, 93 Alamogordo, and 82 in Ruidoso. Satellite radar composite. Well, if you look out there, you can find a couple of little spotty showers, very specifically over Hudspeth County, also eastern slopes of the Sacramento Mountains there, where we have one isolated thunderstorm, but that's about it. And here's a quick look at tomorrow. Tomorrow should be the hottest day. If we're going to hit that 100, I do believe it's going to be on Tuesday. I'm predicting 98 degrees. We're going to be very, very close. We're going to talk about the thunderstorms returning to us for next weekend. What about Football Friday? I'll have your latest forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take you outside now using our tech stock cameras. This is I-10 Osborne. And as you can tell, things are moving quite nicely in both directions. There really isn't a lot to slow us down. Well, we are working to learn more information about a plane crash in Doña Ana County. Now, this video that you're about to see was provided to us by the Sunland Park Fire Department. In it, you can see a small plane on fire, which was quickly put out. According to the department, this happened just before 6 Saturday night at the Doña Ana County International Jetport. Now, we were told that the pilot, a man in his 40s, was taken to UMC with serious injuries. The airport manager confirmed that it was a small Piper plane with just the pilot on board. Officials continue to investigate the cause of this crash. And to read more on today's top stories, just head on over to KTSM.com. Well, TxDOT wants your feedback on a project that would make improvements and upgrades to I-10 through downtown El Paso. So TxDOT proposed a project includes improvements along I-10 from Executive Center to State Loop 478, also known as Copia Street. TxDOT says that they want to improve mobility and long-term congestion, reduce potential conflict points, improve incident management, and bring the highway up to current design standards. Now, the Downtown 10 project is about 6 miles long and would widen I-10 from 3 to 5 lanes to 4 to 6 lanes headed east and west. There will be a virtual and in-person meeting with an open house September 16th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the El Paso Convention Center. Now, the virtual hearing will be posted online that same day until October 14th. And to check out more information on this virtual meeting, just go on over to KTSM.com. Well, in national news, a new trade rule is beginning to impact packages arriving in the U.S. from around the world. And in today's Political Minute, Blake Berman breaks it all down for us.
Changes to U.S. trade rules start to take effect. I'm Blake Berman, host of The Hill on News Nation. Postal shipments to the U.S. from abroad down by 80% since August 29th, when the de minimis tariff exemption ended. That's according to the Universal Postal Union, a UN agency overseeing global mail. The de minimis exception was a trade rule that allowed small packages worth less than $800 to come into the country without tariffs. It's part of the Trump administration's trade policy, but the administration also says the loophole allowed bad actors to get harmful products into the country. For context, de minimis shipments have spiked in recent years, rising to almost 1.4 billion shipments last fiscal year. U.S. Customs and Border Protection valuing those packages at nearly $65 billion. On a typical day last year, they processed some 3.8 million de minimis shipments. This comes as U.S. tariff revenue hit a new high for the year last month, topping $31 billion. I'm Blake Berman, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
Well, coming up, El Paso makes the list for the top 10 safest cities in the entire country. We're going to go over your thoughts in our In the Comments segment. Then it's a new way of tracking your health without using a smartwatch or a ring. We're going to explain a little later in this newscast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, always putting local first. Welcome back, everyone. Well, El Paso, Texas is considered among the top 10 safest cities in the United States, and it's all according to a new study. The study comes from Smart Asset, which looked at 50 of the largest cities in the country and compared things like violent crime rates, property crime, and even car crash deaths. El Paso ranked in at number 8. The Sun City continues to be one of the safest places to live in the country, and that's according to this study. So, of course, we did share this story over to our social media accounts, and a lot of you guys had a lot you wanted to share with us. So we're going to start with Rodney Patterson, who says, driving on roadways, disagree. Compared to Albuquerque, I agree it's the safest. Jack Larcy says, the fact that LA, New York, and Houston made the list doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence in this ranking. And Lily Francini says, I lived in California for most of my life. You think El Paso has issues? Try living in LA. These days, it's very hard to have a safe city, but compared to where I came from, it's a good place to live. Let's all be thankful for this Sun City and work on making it better. Well said, Lily. We should definitely work on making El Paso better every day. Now, interestingly enough, San Jose, California came in at number 1 on the list, followed by Los Angeles on number 2. Now, on the other side of this list, Memphis, Tennessee, and Albuquerque, New Mexico were ranked the 2 unsafest cities in the country. To see the full list and where some of these big cities ranked, just head on over to our website. That's KTSM.com. And here at KTSM, of course, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. So make sure you are following us on all of your social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Well, up next, Texas lawmakers agreed to replace the state's public school standardized test. We're going to break down some of the details in our next half hour. You're watching KTSM 9 Plus, always putting local first.
Distance, 160-point inspection, and more. Take a test drive today at 6330 Montana.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Wow. Well, we had the rain from the weekend, then it turned into the most beautiful Sunday I can personally ever remember in a long time. Now nature's decided to heat up again, but I'll tell you what, when you look at this live view of Ruidoso, New Mexico, with the few fluffy white clouds and the beautiful pine trees, it doesn't matter if it gets a little warm. Oh, look, on this hot day there, 82 degrees, dew point 41, 23% relative humidity. Right now in Las Cruces, we've got 92 degrees. We've got partly cloudy skies. We've got a wind coming in from the west at about 8 miles per hour. That dew point a very low 43, so it's drier up there in New Mexico than it is along the border right now. High temperatures so far today, I predicted 96. I think we're probably going to add another degree before it's said and done today. 98 Juarez, 96 Deming, 93 Alamogordo, 82 Ruidoso, and 73 so far for Cloudcroft. Satellite radar composite. Well, here you have it. A lot of blue sky out there. The beautiful type of cumulus clouds to just dress up that look like a movie set of an Old West picture. We've got these isolated thunderstorms on the eastern slopes of the Sacramentos. We had a couple of little isolated showers south of Cornudas in Hudspeth County, but otherwise, enjoy another beautiful picture-perfect night. Here are the temperatures where you are. We will be clear overnight tonight. Winds are going to be light. Tomorrow, we'll wake up to what could be the hottest day of the week with a high temperature I'm predicting of 98 degrees. Is it possible that we hit 100? I don't think so, but we're going to be awfully close. Here's your 9-hour forecast. 98 the high temperature, couple of clouds in the afternoon, a lot of sunshine, light winds, just absolutely gorgeous, albeit a little warm for this time of September. Here is your allergy forecast. Bad, bad, and more bad. It's the highest number that it can be. Here are the low temperatures tonight. 66 Alamogordo, 63 Deming, 71 for Juarez highs, 94 Alamogordo, 96 for Deming, and Van Horn at 95 degrees, 99 for Juarez. Tonight for you, Las Cruces, clear, 65 degrees. When you wake up, it'll have that tingly fingers of fall type feel. Then we'll go up to about 95, but you can tell even when you're outside and it's hot, that sun is getting tired and summer is starting to wrap up. 71 low temperature tonight at the International Airport. 98-hour high tomorrow. Sunshine, hot day, but a beautiful day. Only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. On Wednesday, 96, 95 on Thursday, partly cloudy Friday. I'm removing the chance of storms. I think all we'll see football Friday night is some distant lightning to the west. And then those thunder showers hit us for the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as well. Look at Wednesday. Sunshine, 88 degrees. Don't go anywhere. More KTSM 9 News coming up in just a moment.
We know catastrophic injury and wrongful death cases, Glasheen bias Ninderman injury.
Welcome back, everyone. A distraction-free way to track your health that doesn't involve a smartwatch or a ring. Well, Rich DeMiro breaks it all down for us in today's Rich on Tech.
I love my smartwatch, especially all the health insights it gives me. But along with the exercise minutes, I'm also bombarded with notifications. Recently, I checked out a wristband that still gives you your metrics, but without the distracting screen. With its screen-free design, the Amazfit Helio strap is meant to track your health without distractions.
You're not drawn to look at it.
It's powerful enough for elite athletes. But I decided to have my mom take it for a spin.
Me? No. I wouldn't say I'm an athlete.
She wore the Helio strap for about 2 weeks and grew to love the metrics it provides.
It gives a big window into your health, more than I imagined it would.
The Helio strap tracks your heart rate 24/7 with alerts if it's unusually high or low. It also monitors steps, sleep, and even gives a biocharge score, factoring in your sleep, naps, exertion, and stress.
Really, how many hours I've slept at night, I found that interesting. How many times I woke up at night.
The device is comfortable to wear and lasts up to 10 days on a charge.
It's very comfortable. I've forgotten I have it on.
It can track 27 different workout modes, including running, walking, cycling, yoga, HIIT, strength training, and more. But you do have to start these manually in the app. So how many steps have you done today?
How many steps? 3,282.
The design is reminiscent of the popular Whoop fitness tracker, but Whoop costs $25 to $40 a month. The Helio strap is $99 with no subscription fees. Amazfit is building a reputation for capable fitness devices at affordable prices, and I'm a fan of their clean software. You check out.
Yeah, I'm pretty healthy.
The Amazfit Helio strap is $100 with no monthly fees. It's available now. I'll put a link on my website at richontech.tv. I'm Rich DeMiro. That's Rich on Tech.
Very interesting. Well, WhatsApp is adding support for live photos. The tech news site WA Beta Info says a new software update for iOS devices will now allow live photos in chats, groups, and channels. WhatsApp previously rolled out similar support for motion photos on Androids last month. Users can now decide whether to send photos as a still image or the original moving clip. All right, don't go anywhere. We still have another half hour of news and weather headed your way. This is KTSM 9+, always putting local first.
you love for all your outdoor needs. Your adventure begins at Black Flag Outfitters, now in Fort.
Welcome back, everyone, to KTSM 9+. Now, over in the land of enchantment, New Mexico is now the first state in the nation to offer universal child care. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham and New Mexico's Early Childhood Education and Care Department made the announcement this afternoon. Now, this groundbreaking initiative will make child care available to all New Mexicans, regardless of income, by removing income eligibility requirements from the state's Child Care Assistance Program and continuing the waiver of family copayments. This amounts to an average annual family savings of $12,000 per child. New Mexico estimates an additional 5,000 early childhood professionals are needed to fully achieve a universal system. Well, in case you missed it, the Brannigan Cultural Center in downtown Las Cruces celebrated their new groundbreaking exhibit called Land of the People. The exhibit features the history, traditions, and way of life of 6 indigenous tribes across the entire borderland through their own perspective and words. KTSM 9 News reporter Jesus Baltazar brings us this story.
Curators say there's never really been an exhibit in the borderland like this before, highlighting so many of the region's indigenous tribes all at once, all of them involved, coming together to shed light on their group's histories.
What we're talking about is an indigenous worldview, how we see things and how we tell our version of history, and that includes 6 tribes.
Land of the People, the multifaceted exhibit featuring a shared introductory space, highlighting themes common to all 6 groups, but that are also unique in how they each interpret them.
What people will find is that we're all very much alike, but very different too.
The exhibit also has a secondary rotating gallery that will change every 3 months to allow each group to expand on the nuances of their culture.
It shows a variety of our different cultures, how we were brought up, medicines that we use, our equipment that we use, there's the dances that we use.
The featured groups include Isleta del Sur Pueblo, Tortugas Pueblo, Mezcalero Apache Tribe, the Piro Manso Tiwa Indian Tribe, the Chiricahua Apache Nation, and the Gila Apache.
The collective of the tribes that are here today, I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to help each other, to support each other.
The exhibit also providing an opportunity for them to keep their stories, traditions, and knowledge alive.
The strong sense that tribal members have in preserving and protecting and passing on our culture to the next generation.
And an opportunity to recount their people's history by their people.
You know, in the history books we read in school, it's usually more about conquering of the natives and not really how they continued on in time, and that their cultures are still alive and very active.
Now the exhibit will be open until May of 2027. You can learn more by visiting KTSM.com. Reporting in studio, Jesus Baltazar, KTSM 9 News.
Jesus, thank you so much for that report. Well, Texas lawmakers agreed to replace the state's public school standardized test. Teachers and students will say goodbye to the STAR test in the fall of 2027. The new plan will replace standardized testing with 3 shorter tests in the beginning, middle, and end of the school year. Test results will be available 48 hours after the exam to give teachers and parents more data to see how students are performing and learning. The new plan is championed by state Republicans who feel it will help Texas become #1 in education, but it did not get support from Democrats.
Right now, kids take 12 state mandated tests. That number goes up to 51 state mandated tests.
We finally got a system that's going to make what measure gets fixed A+ for all Texans.
Although schools will be required to take 3 tests per year, the bill author says students are currently taking too many benchmark testing. To read more on this story, just simply visit KTSM.com. Well, college football is big business, and it brings in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue for universities. And in recent years, student athletes are now eligible to make some money off of their image, name, and likeness, known as NLI deals. But with no federal regulation, some members of Congress say an NIL has become the Wild West. A bill called the SCORE Act hopes to provide some guardrails for NIL, but some members of Congress say the bill is currently flawed. Our Capitol correspondent Dylan McKim explains.
In Texas, football is king. It even has the highest paid athlete when it comes to NIL valuation. Quarterback Arch Manning is estimated to make more than $6 million. But with new opportunities for athletes comes new concerns.
It's about whether or not they're being exploited, and particularly some of the agents that are circling around.
Colin Allred is a former NFL linebacker and Baylor alumni. He understands the financial struggles of college athletes, and as a U.S. congressman, tried to pass federal regulations on NIL.
I want to see them making money, but I want to make sure that they're not being taken advantage of and that they get an education.
States around the country have passed a patchwork of laws related to NIL deals, leading to varied rules. For example, in Texas, there is a specific law that does not allow student athletes to enter into alcohol or gambling endorsements.
Good morning, everyone.
But a new push in D.C. could lead to new guidelines that would be the same for everyone. It's called the SCORE Act. It requires universities to provide athletes with academic support and career readiness, as well as mental and physical health benefits.
It ensures student athletes can benefit from their NIL while also protecting the broader ecosystem of collegiate athletics.
But opponents say the law gives the NCAA too much unchecked power to write rules.
By returning power to those who abused it for a century.
Also noteworthy, it requires schools to pay at least $20.5 million of its sports revenue to all of its athletes. Critics say this will hurt smaller schools who will not be able to keep up with wealthier programs. Texas Congressmen Chip Roy and Lance Gooden posted on social media this weekend they will not advance this bill until they can sort out concerns for smaller schools and female athletes. In Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.
Now, just to show you how important this bill is to Texas, 4 of the 18 co-sponsors on the bill are from the Lone Star State. Now, there is no schedule at this point on when the bill could be voted on by the full House of Representatives. All right, let's go ahead and talk about weather now, because that's the other headline for today, and that is, are we going to see more rain? And I even heard maybe hit triple-digit highs. Let's go ahead and send things over to Chief Meteorologist Robert Bettis. Robert, I thought summer is coming to a close.
Oh, it's trying, and you can step outside, and even on a hot day, you know, that sun.
You feel a little different, right?
Yeah, it's getting tired. It's like, come on, come on. It can't do it, it can't do it. But tomorrow we're going to be close. I don't think we're going to hit 100, but we're going to be very, very close.
Oof.
All right, so I thought, hey, why not bring up the misery meter? Yes, 37 days of misery, 100 or above so far this year. 15 of those have been between 105 and 109, and thankfully, nothing this year at 110 or hotter. High temperatures today. Look at Juarez, 98, 91 Van Horn, 93 Las Cruces. We've been at 96, 96 Deming, and 95 Alamogordo. I predicted 96 for today, but it will not shock me if we hit about a 97 this afternoon. So nice and hot. Our dew point is 50, and up in New Mexico, the dew point temperatures are in the 40s right now. So fairly dry feel. We've had a couple of little stray showers here or there, nothing major. Those out over the Sacramento Mountains mainly. Here's a quick look ahead. Tomorrow, the hottest day of the week at 98, 96 on Wednesday, Thursday, 95. Storms come back for the weekend. Your detailed forecast coming up in just a bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Well, if you still receive a check in the mail for your federal benefits, listen up. The Treasury Department is phasing out its use of paper checks for Social Security payments at the end of the month. The plan will also impact the use of paper checks for veterans' benefits and tax refunds. Those benefits will now only be paid out electronically. The government says paper checks are costly and more vulnerable to fraud and theft. You can sign up for direct deposit and GoDirect.com on GoDirect.gov. The Treasury also offers Express Direct debit cards if you prefer. Well, millions of Americans reliant on the Affordable Health Care Act insurance see their premiums spike big time. Democrats say Congress must work together to help. Our D.C. Bureau's Raquel Martin has this story.
Healthcare premiums are about to skyrocket.
That's the warning coming from congressional Democrats. At the end of the year, COVID-era subsidies to the Affordable Care Act will expire. The Kaiser Family Foundation predicts the average American using the public option will see their premiums spike 75% in 2026.
Every family is going to feel the burden of Trump care in America.
To avoid the surge, Democrats are pleading with Republicans to extend the subsidies. While some appear open to the idea,
I think we've got to take whatever steps we can to keep those premiums at some reasonable level.
Most notably, Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
I hope they will come to us with a suggestion, a solution.
It's unclear if the Trump administration is on board.
Questions or statements?
During a contentious hearing, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy sidestepped the question.
Democrats had two chances to make them permanent, and they didn't.
Matthew Fiedler is a healthcare policy expert with the Brookings Institute and warns all ACA users will carry the burden.
Insurers are looking at this and saying, well, the people who drop coverage are probably going to be the people who use less care. So they're actually increasing the premiums they charge.
Democrats are pushing Republicans to include an extension in the must-pass budget bill this month. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Meanwhile, SpaceX is expanding its reach of its Starlink satellite network by buying wireless spectrum licenses from EchoStar for $17 billion. Elon Musk's Starlink network acquisition could help SpaceX deploy high-speed internet access to phones around the world. SpaceX paid $8.5 billion in cash and stocks as part of the deal. EchoStar shares surged nearly 22% in pre-market trading after the news broke out. Well, coming up, 2 winning tickets for that massive Powerball lottery jackpot were sold over the weekend. We're going to tell you where. Thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9 News Plus, putting local first.
for more details.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, Robert, get this. New research claims that your daily cup of coffee really does make you happier. The study from Bielefeld University and the University of Warwick found that drinking coffee or tea can actually boost your mood. But the effect is largely connected to the time of day. So the biggest mood boost happens within the first 2.5 hours of waking up. The results also showed that caffeine constantly improved mood across all age groups of those studied, regardless of anxiety, depression, sleep quality, or caffeine intake levels. Okay, Robert, honest talk right now. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day?
Oh, gosh. Okay,
I'm blasting him.
I kind of do agree with what you said about the first 2.5 hours.
Me too.
That first cup is heaven. It's just
Isn't
heaven.
it?
Do you put anything in it?
So, okay, I started to not put in sugar. So I'll put just milk or like cream, and that's it.
Okay,
and
that's what I do. Just black. But
healthy, very healthy.
About 4 or 5 cups in the morning.
No way.
And I have 1 caffeinated cup at work, just one. I don't need it, but it makes me happy.
It just helps. Yeah, you see.
And then tea. So I did everything you said except more of it.
More of it. Hey,
that's
more
why I'm
is
so
better,
happy.
right? I love your mug. Honestly, I'm so jealous of it. It is beautiful, yes.
It's from Chuco Relic.
I love it.
I think that's creepy. We'll turn it this way. All right,
I'm gonna steal it.
Take a look. I'll find it. People will call you out. But here comes your tower cam or some graphic related to weather.
There you go.
Here is that beautiful live shot from the tower cam. What a gorgeous day today. Partly cloudy skies, little on the hot side. I think we're all ready to start the cool down. Unfortunately, we have to make it through Tuesday, which will be the hottest day of the week. 92 degrees in Las Cruces right now. We've got a wind coming in 6 miles per hour, dew point 44, 19% relative humidity. Here are the unofficial high temperatures so far today. 98 for Juarez, 93 Las Cruces, and we've been at 96 tomorrow. Should be the hottest day, raising us up to about 98. I don't think we've quite got the mechanics to get us to 100 degrees, but we are going to be awfully close. Let's compare to other towns in Texas. Pretty mild down here through Hill Country, 86 San Antonio, 90 Austin, 91 Laredo so far today, only 88 in Brownsville, 84 Dallas. That sounds good. 104 out in Phoenix. Here's a look at the satellite radar composite. Now we have a general low-grade ridge that's parked over Texas and southern New Mexico. Still, we're able to break free a couple of little isolated cells out here east of the Sacramento Mountains. Otherwise, enjoy partly cloudy skies that will turn perfectly clear overnight tonight. Here are the temperatures in your area. Tomorrow, I believe that pressure reaches its crescendo. Again, not good enough to get us to 100 degrees, but it will get us to 98. Here comes your exclusive 9-hour forecast. 98 for our Tuesday. Winds will be light, couple of clouds in the afternoon, really pretty. Allergy forecast, horrible. The worst I've seen. It's 12 is the highest number it can be, and it just keeps on going for the next 3 days. 65 low temperature tonight for you, Las Cruces. Beautiful night, walking weather tonight. 95 high temperature for tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Hot, but you can feel the sun getting tired. 71 low temperature tonight at the airport for us tomorrow. 98 degrees, our hottest day of the week. Now, only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. Wednesday, a couple of clouds at 96, 95 and sunshine on Thursday. Football Friday, partly cloudy. If anything, we'll see some distant lightning to the west of the El Paso area. But we're looking good, looking quiet. It's going to be so nice. Thunder showers return for Saturday. We'll take the rain. 92 on Sunday. Monday, chance of thunder showers. Isolated storms Tuesday. And then a beautiful day on Wednesday and dry. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. All right, so I bet you guys already have seen our textile cameras. This is what it looks like. Joe Batterat Rojas. Not bad. Things are moving quite nicely today. Not a lot to slow us down. Pretty smooth commute. By now, I think all of us have already heard that the 2 winning tickets for the massive Powerball lottery jackpot were sold over the weekend. I think we were all very depressed. I know. Robert and I were very sad. Well, one in Missouri and the other at this gas station right here in Fredericksburg, Texas. Powerball officials say the two lucky winners will now share the second largest U.S. lottery jackpot ever at $1.787 billion. Each winning ticket holder can choose either the annuity prize of $893.5 million or the lump sum payment of $410 million, both before taxes, of course. Along with the big winners, 2 other lucky ticket buyers won $2 million each, and 18 others across 13 states will walk away with $1 million each. Wow, that's incredible. Of course, we ended up sharing this story over to our social media accounts, and a lot of you guys had lots of thoughts you wanted to share. We're going to start off with Gina Rodriguez, who says, so happy for them. God bless them on their winning. And Melissa Denman says, lucky. Hector GA says, gotta clock in Monday a.m. sharp. I love that. And of course, here at KTSM, we also want to congratulate every single one of those winners. And we, of course, value your opinion. So we do want to hear more from you. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Segment sponsored by Emergence Health Network.
Hey everyone, let's get to the Mindful Monday. We're talking with Luis about mental health first aid. First of all, what is it and how is it beneficial for our community?
Well, mental health first aid is an evidence-based program that is designed to help our community have conversations and support those that are going through a mental challenge or a substance use challenge. So gives the community a concrete action plan to help those individuals in a crisis.
Okay, it's all about awareness too, right? So how is this helpful with suicide prevention?
Well, Mental Health First Aid has a module specifically designed for crisis, and in that module, we have conversation about, hey, how do we support somebody that might be having suicidal thoughts, ideation, and how do we connect them to a professional?
Okay, so where can we get more information about it?
You can get more information at our website, emergencehealthnetwork.org. There's a community education tab, and you can send us a message or email us directly at mentalhealthlearninglibrary@ehnelpaso.org.
Okay, and this is a community resource, so to learn more, go to our website.
Segment sponsored by Emergence Health Network.
no one else. I'm Andy Morgan, and alongside our team at KTSM 9 News, we're proud to put local first.
Here is a last look at the forecast. Tomorrow, the hottest day of the week, high temperature 98 degrees with lots of sunshine. A couple of clouds on Wednesday, 96, 95 on Thursday. Partly cloudy on Friday. Distant lightning to the west for football Friday night, but we are looking pretty good and storm-free at this point. Thunder showers return for the weekend Saturday all the way through Tuesday, and then a beautiful day on Wednesday with a high of 88. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Well, that's it for me. I'm Monica Cortez. See you all tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. 9 News Now with Estela Casas is up next.
Hair and wardrobe provided by